to the Let Me Call You Back podcast.
Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thought shit. Your slime. Your my Jersey cats. Your slime. What's goody?
Nothing. I just got home from work.
We are back. Episode 54, Raymond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back. This is episode 54 of Let Me Call You Back. My name is Declan Brooks. This is my brother, Raymond Brooks. You should know that by now if you're an avid listener. And if not, welcome to the podcast and welcome to the program. You're about to waste about an hour. So I am sitting in my truck as usual, doing a cast from the house. Raymond is at home. We are living it, baby. It's getting Christmassy, Raymond. You've been fucking putting your elf ears on and jerking off snowmen?
No.
No? Why not?
No, I haven't. I haven't done anything Christmas oriented this year.
Have you got any physical altercations with Salvation Army bell ringers yet?
No.
That's the tiding of the year. That's what you need to do. Hey, fucker, I paid the last guy.
Do you
What am I,
fight with them?
Nickel to every single one of you cocksuckers? No, never. I never would. Yet.
They were out at the Giant next to my house, like in November. Probably run a good scheme.
Dude, I saw one the other day that literally was actually just a digital. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry for that brief interruption there. We're still recording, correct?
Yeah. Did you just fight somebody?
No, I had to go talk to a police officer, actually. I just picked up my boat that I've been talking about getting, and I just went and picked it up today. I parked it outside of my back of my house because I couldn't get it in the yard. My gate wasn't wide enough. And my neighbor, just a heads up, there's technically no parking in that alley. And your neighbor has worked for the township for about 30 years, and is probably going to call the cops on your boat today or tomorrow. I was like, damn, dude. One of the cops just went through my alley as I was sitting out here recording with you. And I was like, wait, let me flag this guy down and say something before he drives away. So he actually hadn't done anything to my boat yet, but saw it and was wondering about it. I was like, hey, listen, I was like, what's the deal? How long do I got to move it? He's like, you got a couple days. He's like, I'm going to tell the local guy who picks up and flags abandoned vehicles not to flag yours if he can. He's like, if something happens and you get flagged, just come up to the borough office and we'll get rid of it. He's like, he's like, just get that moved in the next day or so. I was like, sounds good, man, no problem.
Where are you putting this boat?
So actually, the guy 3 houses down from me, one of the guys next door, when I was parking the boat, he was pulling out. I'm like, yo, am I good with this? And that's when I found out about the rules. And he was like, you should talk to Butch 3 houses down. Butch will let you store a boat in his yard. You just got to talk to him and pay him.
What the fuck are you talking about? That is
so
garbage.
Hell yeah, man. Local white trash superheroes. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. I just got a boat today.
Butchy keeps boats in his yard?
Yeah, you're not going Butchy's door.
Why does he keep boats in his yard?
No, he doesn't keep boats. All right, so actually, there's a guy a couple houses down from me. He's really utilizing his outside storage. Like, really, like pop-up tents and tarps and everything. Like, he's definitely a knucklehead, man. Like, I've been, every couple nights, I'm, like, doing something out in the yard, or, like, I go out to my backyard to get something from one of the boxes that we have of storage, and, like, I'll see them out there, like, cranking on a motor till, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, just fucking around. Just toying on, like, a 60-something piece of shit. When I was moving, the one night when I was moving, I saw the one guy tumble out of that one tent, smashed to pieces, like, absolutely drunk. And he's like, all right, man, that was fun. I'll see you tomorrow, and gets in his car and leaves.
40s, 50s, 60s? I want to be like laying under a car hammered off my ass, just like doing a transmission or something.
Just talking to my one buddy. He's like, dude, these fucking Europeans can't make a car for shit. I'll tell you what.
Go off on a tangent about a tool that I ordered for about an hour or two.
I fucking ordered that piece of fucking 2 months ago, and it fucking never came. Goddamn Canadians and their fucking... Yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to that, like that stage in my life, dude.
Yeah.
You buy anything recently that you plan to wear that you don't fit in yet?
I don't think so.
I'm at that part of my year. I just bought a winter jacket shirt. Dude, you know, I'll tell you what, I went and frequented the local Costco today. And they've got all the tasty vittles and sweet haberdashery items, like clothing and hats and jackets in general.
You don't fit in it and you bought it?
I fit it. It's just a little tight, and I'm like, I'll lose the pounds. The buttons buttoned, but they're buttoning. You never do that? You never just go like, I'll get into this?
I think maybe at some point, but Not right now.
You went through a weight loss journey over the past couple of years and got yourself to a more comfortable weight. Were you buying stuff like in anticipation of being like, I'm gonna be sexy Ray in about a month?
I don't think so. I just wore the same clothes.
You do hot guy stuff now, man. I thought you bought hot guy clothes, right? You got like a bunch of like deep V's and shirts that are meant to be open. Remember I won money last week? Well, guess what? I gambled it all away. I mean, dude, as soon as I went back to Reno, I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go out with the boys and win more.
You lost your ass in Reno.
I lost my ass. I lost not my ass, just what I made off the winnings. I immediately don't have any surplus now. I had to sell my foot. They were gonna take in about a month anyway for the Beatus, but the 326, it's gone. She's gone. Dude, you think you're gonna win it all back.
Are you going back? You're not going back to Reno. You're fine.
I do, actually.
Oh God.
So not by choice. I don't know. I wonder if my boss listens to this podcast to see how I'm doing. Probably doesn't. A couple of my coworkers do. Shout out to my Canadian boy Adam.
Fuck those kids.
Fuck those kids. No, fuck you. Adam's a good man. I realized, just a side quip real quick. I realize how unqualified I am at life when compared to people sometimes. When you, my buddy Adam that listens to this show, I hope he takes this as a compliment. He's been a very successful man. He worked in the oil field, and Canadian Oil tanked. The one thing I will give the guy a lot of respect for saying is that I chose stability over entering back into a field that has a chance of, being gone tomorrow if somebody calls me. You know what I mean? He was told me the money he was making, and then it just all during COVID and everything, the Canadian oil industry tanked, and the rug got ripped out from under him, and all the money he was making was gone. He's like, I'd rather not make as much money and know that I have continuity.
So what's he do
I was
now?
like, that's insane, dog.
He sells his body.
Does the same thing as me. Works his mouth and his hands and his feet. Does the same job as me. And it's pretty inspiring to know that you're on a team of people with the same mentality of working towards a good plan and going out and working hard. Dude, we went out and worked hard in Nevada. Did
he lose his ass in Reno?
No, he did not. He actually told me the amount he set himself to bring out with, and I don't even think he touched it. It's a fucking guy's got some self-control. I don't got it. But that's my Canadian buddy. Shout out to Adam. You'll hear about what we did last week when I get to it. I don't know if my boss listens to this, but I have to go back to Reno next week. I'm not very happy about it whatsoever. It was a very sprung on us plan.
You just lose your job.
I love him, but fuck him. I know, right? And got him.
You walk into HR and it's a recording. They just hit play.
It's just a 10-minute recording of me just being like, he's bald, he's gay, he's a fucking pussy, I hate him, this company's gay, I've been selling their hardware out the back door for years. They're like, dude, you admitted to possibly owning a prostitution ring in one of our offices?
I've never said that.
I never said that once. Yeah, well, we got you with AI, dog. it's not even a real recording. They just get me with AI.
What did you do this weekend?
I'll tell you what, dude. I've flown 8 times in the past 2 weeks. I have to fly 4 more times next week. My body's been catching up to that flying, dude. It is a lot on your body, the jet lag and everything. 2 weeks of work out in Nevada. It's a lot of cold and a lot of high altitude. I have carpal tunnel in both my hands from what I do for work. Both my hands have been really fucked up since I came out. Like, I'll cross my arms or lean on my arms a certain way, and my thumbs go numb. It's really fucked up. So I haven't been doing a lot. What else? Like, when I came home, I went out with the boy to Booth's Corner, got me a hot sausage sandwich with the boy, took him around doing some holiday gallivanting.
I feel like that's all you do. All you do is go to Booth's Corner.
That's what we do, man. Listen, I would have been fishing, but I lost all that money, remember? So I didn't have the opportunity to go fishing. So I had to spend time with my boy.
What would you be fishing for right now?
Tog. I'd be going offshore in a deep sea boat and going tog fishing. No, honestly, man, I was really tired Saturday. I meant to get up and feed the son earlier, but she ended up feeding him and letting me sleep. I got up and took him out, let her get a break. Just been unpacking the house, man. I've been gone for 2 weeks, and I moved everything into a house and never moved any of it. So it's just from boxes stacked on top of boxes, and with a baby and a girl and the dogs living in the house. So it's been a lot. just catching up with it. But since I've been home, I've just been chipping away at little things. Got rid of a bunch of boxes and trash this morning. Getting the kitchen clear, getting other stuff clear.
Do you do yoga?
I try to. I do DDP yoga. Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page, the fucking wrestler at one point, made a yoga program. It's like I was on Rogan and shit. He like interviewed Rogan interviewed him about this. He's like, yeah, brother, I just fucking do yoga every fucking day. It's fucking sweet.
That's all he had to say.
And that was pretty much a story. But like the story is, he's like, I broke my back like four times in wrestling, and I could barely fucking stand. So I do yoga every day, and I lost 140 pounds, and I can walk again. And it's with this specific Diamond Dallas Page specific yoga program that you can lose this weight and get healthy. You know what I mean?
He's just pushing some bullshit.
Not that I hate it, but it also just sounds like another bunch of bullshit. So that's what DDP yoga is. I mean, have you done yoga before? Honest question.
Not for real, no. I've stretched my body.
Are you a homophobe or something? What's wrong with you?
Have you done it?
Yeah. Dude, I've done yoga multiple times. Raymond's gay bashing right now. You hear this?
What are you talking about?
You don't do yoga because you think gay people aren't humans.
Not that. I'm saying, when have you done it?
Why did you let that continue? I was gonna say something until I got a response from you. Did it in college. After football practice a couple times, trying to open my body up, help myself out a little bit. When I used to work at LA Fitness, they had free yoga classes, so I would take them occasionally when I was working out. And then, like, when me and Christina had a LA Fitness membership together, we would occasionally do beginners yoga just to stretch.
Yeah, gay. But no, I was gonna say.
Are you scared? Scared somebody's gonna put something in you?
I don't think.
Are you fucking scared, you pussy?
I don't think they have yoga. They probably do at the YMCA.
You do, 100%. You're just making up lies. I don't think they've ever said anything about yoga here.
I'm not looking at like boards and.
Well,
shit.
wait a minute. Is you're at YMCA? It's in Baltimore. Is it kind of urban?
Of course. Yeah. What does that even mean?
This is gonna sound a little racist, but I don't know if they have yoga at the Baltimore YMCA, dude. I don't know if they're doing that type of shit in there.
No, dude. There's some hipsters around here trying to change the world.
Good. Change the neighborhood too.
Speaking of, I went to a vintage market, a vintage palooza this weekend.
Okay. Is there any steampunk there? Do you know what steampunk is?
It's like the weird way people dress, right? With like the metal and shit.
I think it's repurposed Victorian style
It's
metal.
like Victorian goth.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like a classical rocker.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some of that there. It was incredibly hip. There was some sweet gear though. I found some cool old starter jackets and shit. There was a couple like Eagles and Phillies ones I saw that were sweet, but they're just like way overpriced.
You didn't get any, did you? I was gonna say they're way overpriced, right?
You probably find all of this shit in Goodwill cheap. It's just down in those neighborhoods. It's like a hot commodity, all that shit. You know what I mean?
How many beanies?
Everybody had a beanie on. I had 3 on.
2 beanies on? Nice. How many of them were Carhartt brand?
There definitely was some. Is Carhartt hip now?
Yeah, dude. Dude, have you not noticed there's an entire like trend of TikTokers that wear Bass Pro Shop hats?
Wait,
like there's people that have never gone fishing in their life. It's like a normal thing to have a Bass Pro Shop hat on, a graphic tee, and slides with socks.
Yeah, I wear one of those hats to work every day. The one you gave me for Christmas, like a year or 2 ago.
So I just happened to prepare you to be hip. Dude, I was buying those, just cause they were $5 or $6. Dude, when they got popular on the internet, I got so upset because like
you've been rocking that. You've been on the forefront of everything cool.
They were like $5 or $6 a piece. I had been rocking. You can tell that, right? You know. So it's not just me. You knew it.
No.
I thought I was crazy.
Right.
I knew it. I was telling my dog this. I was telling my dog.
You put everybody onto everything.
I do. I did. Speaking of Louis G's, where am I going to get my check, dude? You see all these fucking TikTokers have been going there and making them popular as shit? Gina, call me.
Gina's trash, dude. You can tell.
Raymond was plotting on Gina. Don't even let him fool you. Raymond was looking for hoagie hose.
Do you hear my 2-liter in the background?
You ripping a straight 2-liter?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been out in Reno, not doing. Dude, man, it is crazy how messed up that place is. Like, not a fucking single person not doing the drugs out there. It seems like.
When in Reno, do as the Renoans do.
Yeah, and get on your roller skates and do meth in the street. I had one of the best, dude. I had one of the best little Spanish places I've found in a long time. I don't even Cochina Collera. I forget what the hell the name was. Collera, like Cochina Collera or something like that. It was a little, dude. It had a name, and I pulled up, and the name was not on the business. It just said something else.
Oh, nice. That's good.
It was a Latin diner, like a Spanish diner.
Oh shit, you were telling me about that.
Dude, what a fucking bop! My God, Raymond.
Was there music playing?
Yeah, just
like mariachi shit. That's exactly what it sounds like.
There's just always one guy in the back being like, ah, ha, ha, sa, si, bueno. Whip up. It's just fucking, it's just it's sweet.
He's making noises.
Yeah, I don't know what the words are. He's just back there just like, me gusta. You know what I mean? Dude, you know how I knew I was in the right place? I ordered my food. I got a carnita salsa verde, and he goes, "Would you like it with rice and beans, or would you like it with potatoes and peppers and onions?" And I'm like, "Fuck, give me that with the potatoes and peppers and onions, Raymond." I've never had a Spanish place offer me potatoes and peppers and onions before. I've always gotten that white shit, the white people shit beans and rice.
You think that's the real way with the potatoes?
I don't know, man. Maybe they're just holding us down. Oh man, the potatoes, peppers, and onions was a completely different thing than I was expecting. Homemade guacamole on the plate, some steamed corn tortillas. I was like, "Do you have juice?" I was like, "Do you have juice?" The guy that came up to me, he's like, "Do you have juice?" Because I'm like, expecting them to maybe have like some fresh juice. He's like, "Jugo?" I was like, "See, jugo."
Yes, you little man.
Yes, you little fucking Mexican. They'll just sit there getting their fucking hype. Dude, my favorite thing I think about the entire experience, he's like, "We got orange juice." I'm like, "All right, let me get that." And he comes back with a fucking frosty mug full of orange juice with ice. I was like, "Dude, what is this fucking place, man?" Like, it wasn't even a little mug. It was a huge mug. Like almost like the size of a beer stein. Like full of orange juice. I was like, "Can I get some water too?" And he's like, "Yep," and gives me the same exact amount of water.
It was like you're on another planet.
Yeah,
It's
I was like, "What the
crazy
fuck
how
is
they
going
do
on?"
shit around here.
Exactly. I was like, "What the fuck is going on right now?" I was so fucking confused, but I was living my life. I was basking in it.
You were in
Just
Reno,
so
Nevada.
joy.
That's the stupid thing.
I know, and I was like, "Wow, man, culture's beautiful, isn't it?"
It's like, this is what it's like outside Delco?
Yeah, every single person in there is a white. Every single one, dude. One of the guys was so white, he was European. He's like, "Can I sit here?" I was laughing. He sat next to me. The guy was like, "Do you need a menu?" He's like, "Yeah, thank you." He's like, definitely like Dutch or something.
There wasn't Latinos frequenting this diner. It was white people.
No, there was a couple of Latinos frequenting the diner, but most of you could tell. So when I looked them up, I just happened to realize they were right down the street. So that's where I go. I look it up thinking it's just a cool little Spanish place around the corner. I was like, what did I just walk into? So then I didn't go straight for like a tourist item. I was just like looking at the menu. I'm like, carnitas salsa verde. I'm like, I like a verde sauce regardless, but like the carnitas were phenomenal. Homemade guacamole, a little bit of sour cream over potatoes, peppers, and onions. You know what I mean?
That sounds crazy.
It was so good, man. The guy could tell I was thrilled.
He's just standing there smiling. He's smiling at you as you're just inhaling the food.
Oh man, you know when you're just feeling bold, you're enjoying yourself. The guy was like, "Is it good?" I was like, "Mucho bueno, mucho bueno."
That's horrible.
He was like, mas? I was like, no mas, por favor.
Fuck me, por favor.
Fuck me with your scumbas, por favor. Have you ever seen Roberto Duran? He was in a fight and he gave up and he said no mas. He put his hands out. So I feel like I was a boxer that had seen every round, and I was like, no mas, I cannot eat no more pork. So speaking of the food and where I went, I didn't do any comedy, man. I tried to go out and do comedy the second week, but I gotta tell you, I was exhausted. We got some work done. We were all exhausted, and every night I wanted to do comedy, I would go to like the Reno locals comedy page, and it just looked like some shit. So I was like, I don't need to. I was like, I'll be back here one day probably. I was like, I don't need to go out to comedy these nights. So I was there. So just so happens they told me fucking Thursday night I was gonna be coming back out. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do comedy when I return.
You have to. If not, you're off the show.
All right. You guys hear that? If Declan doesn't do comedy in Reno, he's banned. He's banned from the show.
There's gonna be a replacement.
Is it gonna be you and John?
No.
He's like, my dad said you can hit women.
It's not gonna be me.
Hold on. How am I off the show but you stop? You discontinue the show. How does that work? So me and Adam the one night went out for dinner, and we got Korean barbecue. All right. So first off, Adam's very Canadian. I watched him say sorry to a woman just for looking at him. He opened the door, walked out, went to open and hold the door for this woman, and she just looked at him, and he was like, sorry. Maybe I was like, he's just so Canadian, dude. He had never had Panera before. I mean, they don't got Panera up there. Dude, the other thing he told me, which shocked me, he said they don't have convenience stores up there that sell like hot dogs and soda drinks and everything. Like they have Circle K, but it sucks.
I just imagined you like, you're telling me they don't got fucking sodas and hot dogs in the stores?
That's how he explained it to me, Raven.
Like, what are you talking about?
I was like, what do you mean you don't have hot dogs? He's like, you know, I used to get like 4 hot dogs before I go into the plant, but they don't got them no more since the COVID. I mean, I almost died. I was like, I'm going to ignore that you just said that you got 4 hot dogs at a time.
So because of COVID, they've outlawed hot dogs.
When COVID came around, they stopped doing roller items like hot dogs and taquitos, and then never brought them back. Dude, fuck Trudeau, man. Him and his communist regime keeping fucking taquitos out of the good working Bud's land. Adam used to be an oil field worker, and he cracks me up. He's like, if I was going in for a late shift, I'd go to a store and get like 4 hot dogs with me and then go in for lunch. I was like, oh my God, dude. 4 hot dogs. I don't know how many times I've ever sat down and had 4 hot dogs. He's a real American Canadian, eh?
Was he talking shit on Trudeau?
No. What he was talking about is how expensive it is to come to America as a Canadian. Unless you're rich, you can't really. It's really like impossible to immigrate.
Maybe he's just trash.
I don't know, man.
No, I know. He's 100% trash.
Oh, I know him.
He's talking about how they don't have hot dogs.
I started off a story about him where he said, I was getting 4 hot dogs, eh? He's surprisingly in much better shape than me, so I'll give it to him. He's doing something right. It's not American. We went to Korean barbecue, and he's had Korean food, and he's like, yeah, I've had Korean barbecue before. He'd never had the hibachi style, like where you sit down and cook it at your table. Dude, they had house soju. They were making their own soju. Man, we ate 4 entire plates of Kobe beef.
Yeah, that shit goes crazy.
That plate was probably, it's beef bacon. That's what it is. There's probably 20 to 25 pieces per plate in a roll.
I get evil. When I go to Korean barbecue, there's something goes into my eye. I become a vampire.
Dude, I'm become a beef belly fiend. Yeah, dude.
Just feeding.
Dude, we were grazing on this motherfucker. We got 2 orders of Cajun shrimp, which he's like, what the hell is that, eh? I was like, it's a shrimp with heads on. He's like, and you just eat it? I was like, no, we'll grill them and then chew on the heads, suck the flavor out, and then peel the shrimp. And man, he blew his fucking mind. He's like, I've never had nothing like that from up in Canada. It was awesome. He's like, that's what Creole tastes like? I'm like,
doesn't he travel a bunch, dude?
He does, but like, dude, the food doesn't translate always into Canada. Oh, and he doesn't. Actually, Raymond, I'm gonna have to say this. Make sure we bleep out his name because he's technically not supposed to be working in the U.S. He was just visiting.
I don't have his name. I don't think.
Yeah, well, I said it a couple times, but
I don't care. Fuck that kid.
yeah, Adam, just know that I made the effort.
I tried.
I tried so hard. He was supposed to have a work visa to be in the U.S. and
He's an illegal alien, is what you're saying.
He was quote unquote visiting. I should shut up, Adam. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so we went out to dinner. It was fire, dude. He had never had like actual like pork belly. Like I cut that up and showed him how to eat that properly.
What the fuck does what do they eat where he's from, dude? Just like dirt and potatoes?
No, dude. No, he's from like. Fuck does he live? He lives like I feel like he told me he lives near Alberta. No.
He lives in the deep forest somewhere.
He actually lives Prince Edward Island.
Prince Edward Island. They got muscles out there.
I think that's where he lives. It's either that I was just thinking about muscles.
That's up near Nova Scotia. That's up there.
He might live in PEW.
PEW?
Well, that's what the office is called, like Prince Edward Island. That's like the job code for the office, like Prince Edward Island's office. There he lives in Toronto. I forget where. He's been to the U.S. a lot. He's like,
yeah, he's just here working illegally, for the past couple of years or so.
No. He only works in Canada. That's 100% the truth. He really only works in Canada. This was like a weird project where he came out and visited while we were working, quote unquote.
Do they pay you if you turn in an illegal alien like that?
I don't know, man. You trying to get paid?
Yeah.
My Canadian friend, listen, it was all going well until I realized that I could get paid for this.
I'd turn him in.
Sorry. There's just certain things he said that just don't go up there a lot, or like,
does he have a vehicle?
You know, aren't it? Yeah, okay. Absolutely. It's just a fucking big old moose with a saddle. Rides around. Yeah, gambled my tits off, dude. My one buddy is a fucking. You ever watch someone gamble so hard they don't even let the rollers finish rolling?
Like they're just hitting the button as fast as they can.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was crazy. He swore he doesn't gamble. Really? I was like, dude, buddy, I gotta watch the rollers hit. He's yeah, man, nah, I don't wait for that.
Oh, because you can skip it, is what you're saying.
Like penny slots, yeah.
Yeah, I would skip that.
Really? You don't just let it spin and see what happens?
I don't think so. I gotta be like in the moment though to tell. I don't remember.
He like hits the button and then automatically finishes the spin with a second button tap.
No, I agree with you. It's 100% garbage, but I might be a perpetrator.
I was like, I need the gratification of the spin. I can't just skip the spin.
Where were you staying at? Let me look at this fucker. I'm looking at the map of Reno.
I was staying in a different hotel than we were gambling at, but a couple of the guys were staying in the GSR.
Grand Sierra Resort and Casino.
Yep.
I'm on it.
Yeah, it was we gambled in that hoe. Oh man, dude, I forgot to tell you about the worker in the one office on Reno there. First off, I'm gonna preface this that I didn't know any of these facts until after I met him. But this guy is a little weird. He seems like he's a smartass, and you realize he's just got a delay. So I thought he was just like, like maybe a mentally handicapped gentleman who works in the office. And I was like, man, what do you do for fun around here? He's like, I go hiking and fishing, and I go climb the mountains a little bit. I'm like, oh, nice. You do that with friends? And he's like, nah, man, I don't have a single friend, not even one. And he just stands there with this like very glazed over look. And I had to stop myself from being like, I'll be your friend, buddy. You know what I mean? So I met this guy. He's been kind of weird. Every time I talk to him, he says some crazy shit, or he'll just sit there and like we'll be talking, and then by the end of it, he's like, "But everything's gonna be okay because it's gonna be a beautiful day today." And then he just walks away, and it's like, it's crazy. Like he seems like he's nuts. He seems like he's off. There's like a delay. The first day my one coworker got there, he didn't know the guy had an issue. He sounds like he's sarcastic, but he's not being sarcastic. He just has a delay. And so like my one buddy goes up to him and says, "Hey, can you get this for me?" And he just stares at him for a second and goes, "Yeah, sure thing." You know what I mean? So my buddy Zach doesn't know this. The second time he asks for something in the office, he gives him some attitude, and he goes, and he thinks he's getting attitude, but the guy's really just fucked up. And he's like, "Yo, bud, listen, enough with the fucking attitude. Just get me my shit." Like just spazzed on him. All right, so we're at dinner the other night. We come to find out what actually happened to this guy. About 6 months ago, he was at a bar and got in an argument with a person, and the guy shot him in the head. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Was dead for 7 minutes with a blanket over him, and then he just fucking sat up.
No way. Somebody made this up.
That's the story about this guy. Like 100%. Yeah, that's the story about this guy. Like, and I thought it was bullshit until the head of the West, like the guy that we work with, he's like, "No, dude." He's like, "That story's 100% true." He's like, I heard about the entire thing. I was made aware because we had just trained him. He's like, "This was in the past 6 months. This 100% happened." He's like, and then he just came back to work like 3 weeks later. It was totally fine. He's like, "I've walked in the office. This guy's like been shit-faced drunk, and they just send him home." He's like, "Yeah, he's got an excuse." Like, "Yeah, I bet he does. I fucking bet he does, dude."
That's wild.
He got clapped at a bar, dude, and was dead for 7 minutes and woke back up. I didn't know this. When I heard this, I was like, "Well, that makes a lot more fucking sense." He's probably the creepiest person I've ever met in my life. He's also just the sweetest guy ever. And he's just telling me about all these things. He's like, "Have you heard of this lake out here?" I have, but I haven't gone out there. Why? He's like, "It's the only salt lake in the country. And it's the only lake that has Lakota cutthroat trout. And it's like these gigantic trout, dude." He's like, "A pyramid lake in Nevada." He's like, you should go check that out." He's like, "I don't know if you're gonna have time, but he was telling me about that." So then I told him about another like type of lake like that. I was like, "If you ever take a trip, go up to North Dakota and check out Freedom Lake. It's where they have European Xanders. It's the only place you can catch this." And he stopped me. He's like, "You know what, Declan?" He's like, "Thank you so much for sharing that with me. That means so much to me. I'm going to look that up and try and take a trip out there. That sounds so fun." In the back of my head, I was like, "Man, I can see why somebody shot you in the head. You are such a cocksucker." Such a fucking sarcastic fuck. I'll tell you what. Oh man.
Wait, so what's the fish in North Dakota?
It was a Lakota cutthroat trout. That's in North Dakota. It's the European it's a Xander. It's the European version of a walleye. They get like 30 plus inches. They live in Freedom Lake and Independence Lake in North Dakota.
Yeah, my name's Xander.
They call me Xander. It's my buddy Randy.
Pyramid Lake. I just looked this up. It's probably amazing there.
It's probably, dude. Well, the other thing that was amazing, I got to take a really good look at Lake Tahoe this week. I got to go sit at a scenic overlook right over by a skiing pass. Man, what a fucking incredible looking lake.
I bet.
Huge, like absolutely gigantic. It's in between California and Nevada. There's a north and a south shore. I worked on a lot of parts of the south shore this past week. Incredible, dude.
Where was the overlook at?
If you're over on the south side, you're going over one of the I think it's Bear Mountain Pass. It was just as you crossed over the snow cap and went back onto the other side. Dude, the entire backside of the mountain is snowy, and you get to the top and you go over the top. And as you're coming back down, it's completely green again. It was nuts. And that's where I took the pictures with. I sat there with my one buddy and we sat for a second, had a smoke and took pictures and did the scenic overlook. It was nice. It was very beautiful. What else did I do out there? Well, you know what? This is what I did when I came home. I went out on Saturday, went to the booth corner, came home, and then I hung up my Christmas lights. I spread some Christmas cheer in my neighborhood because my neighbor actually went out and put his Christmas lights up at the same time. It was so funny, dude. I'm sitting here out front and I'm like, "Hun, the neighbor's putting his lights up now too." She's like, "Oh my God, that's so funny." And then I'm in the middle of hanging lights room and the guy he's like waiting for me to make eye contact with him.
Oh God.
And he's like looking at me.
He's trying to be friends.
Yeah, and he looks up and he goes, "Isn't this the best part about the holidays? Getting to decorate?" And I was like, "I know, man. I fucking love it. I hate him so hard with my energy.
You should have told him to fuck himself and then slammed your door.
Why don't you get fucked, old man? Just fuck-
I would
Why
love
don't you get fucked, you old greasy fag? You know, it was awesome. I hung my lights up and shit.
That's sweet.
I got some new boots this weekend.
I am actually new boot goofing too today.
What'd you get?
Some Wolverines.
Nice, dude. Wolverines are nice. They're an affordable working class man's. I bought a pair of Southsides. They're a hiking boot. They're a waterproof hiking boot. I was looking at Merrells though. I really want a pair of Merrells. I might go back and get some Merrells next week. I was talking to the guy. I was like, I blow my shoes out all the time. What happened was I blew out a pair of shoes in Nevada over the past 2 weeks. Dude, it was just, I was climbing over rocks and bullshit and all this different stuff all the time. And
You were out there just rock climbing?
dude, just the yards, man. These fucking, these yuppie cocksuckers and their really nice homes, dude. They just got like rocks. Just rocks everywhere.
You're just climbing, you're bouldering to hang gutters.
Dude, pretty much, man. Like, first off, it has mulch. It's all a very fine gradient stone. So then everything else is just boulders around their home. It's the desert deco bullshit. Yeah, I just blew out a pair of shoes. That's why I bought a new pair of boots. And made me laugh. Look up Southside boots.
Southside boots.
I went into the Booth Corner boot store, like a shoe store. They're pretty good. They're reasonable. Guys run a place. I thought it was the guy that owned the place for a long time. I thought I'd met him before. I was like, yeah, didn't I buy boots from you a couple of years ago? He's like, man, I just bought this place a year and a half ago. I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm like, okay. So like, says a crazy thing to me. He's like an older man. I was like, oh, nice. You bought the place. I was like, you enjoying it? He's like, I love it, man. And I was like, what, did you do shoes your whole life? He's like, over 20 years, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nice. I was like, were you retired? He's like, I was. I'm like, but you're having fun, right? And he's like, man, I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't having fun. I'm like, what the fuck what are you talking about? You own a shoe store. What are you talking about right now? Treat me out hard. I have the baby with me. All right. So I have the baby with me.
Can you imagine just like that's your life dream?
I fucking love feet.
Just feet. Shoes.
Dude, shoes. Shoes.
Yeah.
Here it is, man.
It's creepy.
So I have the baby with me. I don't even know what's wrong with me, dog. He's like, I was like, I'm looking at boots. I was like, well, I gotta try a pair on. I was like, you have any grandkids? He's like, man, do I? He's like, I got 5 kids. Those kids have 3 kids. This guy, blah, 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 kid. I fuck a lot. That's like what I heard from this old man. I was like, all right, well, do you mind holding the baby for a second while I put my shoes on? He's like, yeah, sure. Try the shoes on. Mind you, I went out. It's a cold day. I'm wearing Crocs with no socks on. So I had to put on a slip-on sock.
Just insane.
In a shoe store, in a farmer's market. There's a man holding my baby.
Okay.
King Donald Duck noises at him. He's like, what is crazy, Raven? I was like, don't eat my child, please. Then I was like, I don't like those. I'm gonna try another pair. So he was trying to get me into a pair of Skechers. I almost fell for it.
You almost did it?
I almost did the Skechers, dude. Older gentleman working with him, I thought was maybe same seasoned level of grandpa, you know, just about the same age. He's sitting there looking at me and the kid. I was like, hey, I gotta try another pair on, pal. Like we were talking about this and that. I was like, since you're helping me now, I was like, do you mind holding the baby? He's like, yeah, sure. So he's holding the baby. He's just like, you know, being cute with the baby, not doing anything wrong. And I'm like, do you have any grandchildren? He's like, oh no, I have. He's like, I have one child. I have one grandchild coming next year. I'm like,
wait, this is a different guy holding the baby? Why are you just handing the baby to old men?
They were old men working in a shoe shop. I trusted them, okay? I trusted them. So, like, they were cool, but I was very taken aback by the guy having zero. Dude, he was probably in his late 70s having his first grandchild, and I was like, man, what is... You haven't been a grandpa yet? What are you, some kind of pussy? The thing that made me laugh, because, like, I just didn't really... This guy was obviously the less experienced of the two. The reason why I asked you to bring up Southside boots, he's like, these are a step up from Columbia's. I never said one thing about Columbia boots to this guy.
Dude, so I can't find Southside boots, but when I do look them up, these boots come up Southside Serpents, and they're those, you know, those like goth. They they look like Nazi. They look like Nazi boots, but they have spikes on the toe.
That's not what I bought. These are a working hut, a waterproof.
These are like shiny black leather with toes, like studs all over the toe and the heel.
Yeah, no, that's what I bought. Totally.
Yeah, this is punk as hell.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking hardcore rock.
This is what you wear to work.
Can you imagine? I'd be bouldering. Dog.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I gotta send you this picture.
I do. As you're saying, dude, you know that picture? You know the guy from from Big Daddy when he's walking down the street and the kid's like, why is he dressed like that? And he's like, oh, it's because he hates his father. The guy's walking by. The guy's like walking by. He's like, it's all right, pal. Just forgive me. What are you talking about? He's like, we all know you hate your father. Just forgive him. And he walks away and he's like, I do hate my dad. He's got a fucking spiked choker on and a mohawk.
Yeah. Yes, these are the boots. That's what I'm talking about.
Good. I wanted to make sure I got
it's not a phase.
the people on the same page.
It's not a phase.
It's not a phase. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, that's definitely not it. Type in Southside hiking boots. Southside waterproof hiking boots. I love it. I love that I almost bought Southside biker shoes.
If he pulled these out, I thought you were saying that he pulled them out and was like, well, I have these.
He's like, now hear me out. I know these are a little out of left field, but I feel like they go with you.
Yeah, these look nice. These are really nice.
Do they look like a legitimate brand? The guy didn't lie to me, did he?
Oh wait, no, this is Northside. Is Northside the name?
Maybe that's the name.
You're just throwing it. You're just picking the South Side. These are North Side. Yeah, these are dad shoes, grandpa shoes.
Yeah, I'm a father now. Did the Santa Claus pictures today at Cabela's?
You did them with the baby?
Yeah, I took the baby and her.
That's right, crazy.
No, there was nobody. It's Monday. Nobody there. So like we went and did pictures, and then we went to Costco. That was fucking insane, dude. On Monday at 2:00, a shit house.
Who was it? Families, women,
Everybody.
Everything.
Everybody. It's the 2 weeks before Christmas, dude. That's what it is. The one thing I love though, dude, is have you ever bought alcohol from Costco?
No, I don't go to Costco.
Kirkland brand alcohol. Oh, first off, have you been to Costco before?
Maybe when I was younger. I've never had a membership.
It's like Sam's Club. Comparable. They're famous for their hot dogs. They're famous for like having like, you know, like the $1.50 The guy from Costco has stood on his main tenet that he will never go up in price on his hot dog at checkout.
Really?
He sells a foot-long $1.50 dog on a potato bun which comes with a free drink.
Yeah, this guy should be president.
I know.
I want to go to Costco. Let me check how much the membership is.
It's pretty dope, dude. So when they have liquor, they have Kirkland brand, which is the brand of Costco. They have Kirkland brand liquor. All right, it's just rebranding. You know what I mean? It's companies just, you know, putting a new sticker on the same bottles. Shit. The Pennsylvania Dutch eggnog, I mean, is usually $28, $32 a bottle right now during the holidays. I just got 2 bottles for $11.99 each. The difference is that it says Kirkland on it. It's like Aldi's. It's the same branders and the same packagers. They just put a different sticker on.
Some shit sucks though. You gotta vet that.
I know. You have to check certain things.
Like bagged cereal. Remember bagged cereal back in the day? Me and Katie were talking about this the other day. We were super stoned. If you were eating bagged cereal growing up, your family was going through some shit.
Bagged Frosted Flakes were legit. Bagged Fruity Pebbles were trash. It's weird how like certain things don't translate when it comes to like knocking it off. Dude, the reason that made me bring this up is that my buddies were in Reno this past weekend. They stayed over, and I was here back home, and they were talking about they got a shit house. And I asked them, what kind of tequila were you drinking? And they're like, like some weird brand. They're like Kirkland brand. I'm like, Costco brand? They're like, dude, I don't know what brand that tequila was, but it was awesome. They're like, it was so good. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. And I've heard that about the vodka before. So we got some eggnog in the back. Got a bottle of Bailey's, Kirkland brand, for $10.99.
Dude, let me get on your fucking membership.
Probably could get you on for a nominal fee. I don't even have access to the card. It's Christina. She has to bring me with her. I gotta bring you in with her with me. You gotta know a guy. I bet you there's some deal for this time of year to get a Costco membership.
Yeah, the people want to know this, too. This is important.
Yeah, I mean, for the types of people, the dredges of people that we're talking to right now.
Yeah, nobody listening to this has ever had a Costco subscription or membership.
Because that's big money, dude.
Yeah.
We're the yuppies to the people listening to this now. They're like, wow, listen to these fucking bougie cocksuckers going to Costco. I was in my element today, dude. They had free samples.
$60 a year, dude. That's not bad.
Dude, get in there. That's my Moose Lodge membership a year. For the same price as a Moose Lodge membership, dude, you can get sloshed on Kirkland brand tequila and dude, the meal prep situation in there is phenomenal. You know, actually, talking about something that me and you both find passion in, the mussels were $2.71 a pound.
There is passion. We do ooze passion when it comes to mussels.
Ooze passion when it comes to seafood.
I don't live that close to a Costco, though.
Yeah, that's where you gotta make your peace with God, brother.
I shouldn't renew the lease.
Yeah, you shouldn't renew your lease.
He's like, yeah, you need to fix that.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. We were about to get lunch, and I was like, hun, we could go get lunch. Or we could use your Costco card and go in and get $1.50 hot dogs. She's like, she a smart decision, Declan. Let's do that. I was like, let's do it. But hey, man, yeah, that's been my week. Hopefully I got some comedy for you. Tonight, if I get out tonight, I might go check out Fat Lady Brewing Company and do some comedy with Mr. Jim Gillespie tonight. Yeah, Fat Lady Brewing, I think that's what it's called. If not, I'm going to go hit JJ Mallon's tonight and maybe some karaoke. Maybe karaoke. Do you got anything for us? Anything interesting coming up?
No, I met the parents this weekend.
How'd that go? Did they disown you already?
Yeah, it's over. No, I'm just kidding.
You got done dinner and they were like, yeah, Emily, never again.
You see this? None of that.
You see that? At one point, did they go, they stand up and go, oh, Raymond, I got to tell you what, I'm not really digging the vibe that you're putting out. And did you stand up and go, yeah, well, me and Emily, we got a thing going on. You can't stand in the way of that. Our love's, it's like a flower. It's never going to wilt. It's a forever rose.
I'm the character in every one of your movies.
I know you are. Yeah. So yeah, none of that happened there?
No. Oh well. They were very nice.
Did you rip a sweet burnout on your Harley when you were leaving? You're like, you guys are gonna have to get with this. You guys are gonna have to get with this because this is coming. This is coming for you and yours. And I'm coming with love. I got nothing but love for you, brother.
The bandana, the hair.
With some Bruce Springsteen plays as you're pulling out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. I will be on the Good Karma Comedy Festival in February of next year. I'm sure there's going to be some other shit going on in between that, but I don't got anything yet. So this is Declan. This is my brother Raymond as well on the other end of this. This is Let Me Call You Back podcast. You can find us at Instagram at Let Me Call You Back. You can find us on Instagram at 555 Let Me Call You Back. I'm going to do that one more time. You can find us on Instagram at 555 Let Me Call You Back. God damn it. One more time.
Just leave. That's enough, dude. Okay, just end it.
I'm about to. Dude, all
no,
right.
It's already over.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. We would really appreciate the support. Find us on Instagram at 555 Let Me Call You Back and on Facebook at the Let Me Call You Back podcast. You can find comedian Declan Brooks on Instagram at Declan loves meatballs. See you next time.